Thank you, Manny. Without much further ado, Reverend Jay, who is wonderfully creative, wonderfully warm, wonderfully wise, uh, comes to bring us the message. Reverend Julianne.
I just want to say how grateful I am to be able to see you face to face. Yes, we may be at a distance, but it is just awesome to me to be together. And the energy that we all share, yes, Unity of Payson and our interfaith community. You're both very important to me, and I have missed you face to face. I miss not being able to give hugs today. But at the same time, I feel your energy, even from a distance, and I'm grateful. You know, today it is an important day, and Manny shared beautifully about his mother, and each one of you has your own stories. We come together in respect for our mothers and their mothers and all the mothers for the gift of life itself. We have that opportunity to recognize someone who gave birth to us, and some of us have given birth. And we have to give our time today, commitment and recognition of that. You see, we've arrived from so many places, and some of those places have been joyful and happy and delightful, and then some of them have not. And it's really important for us to understand that sometimes we have come from places with unmet needs and unfulfilled dreams and loss and regret. Neil had made the comment that we are all called to mother, and all of us have. And we have to understand all that life is made of, mothers are made of too. So today, we sing the songs of many in our hearts, in our prayers, because we recognize the mothers who were single parents, the ones that were foster parents, the ones that relinquished their young, the ones who found their heart in adoption, mothers who left their children in 1,000 ways, mothers who celebrate, and mothers who mourn. We also recognize and sing the songs of our grandmothers, our auntie, our classroom teacher, our Sunday school teacher, the babysitter, the neighbor with endless cookies and time. Yes, there's a kind of love that we cannot live without. And it is up to recognize that love. And it's never too late, no matter our age or situation, to sing those songs of gratitude within our heart and within our memories of being known, of being known, of being cherished, of being found. I'll never forget a Mother's Day. I was walking out of my apartment and I saw a woman trying to unload her car and her groceries and recognizing it was way too much for one person to carry. And I went over to her and I said, "May I help you? I can help you carry these." She looked at me with this wonderful smile like she had always known me. And she said, "I would appreciate it. Thank you." So I went up to her apartment and helped her with the groceries. And she said, "You will share a cup of coffee?" And I said, "Oh, I'd love to." And of course, everybody who knows me knows that I would. But we sat down at the table, and on the table were a bouquet of yellow roses. Now, yellow roses are my favorite. And I thought that was kind of synergistic. And we visited for a while. And she said to me, she said, "You know, in all the years I've lived in this apartment, I've made many trips from my car to my home. And you are the first person who ever offered to help." She said, "I want to thank you for that. And I want you to know that my coffee is always ready to be shared with you." When I left her that day, I left with a hug. And she became my mother person. My mother passed at 55. But Louise was the MP, as so many people in our church called her way back when. But she was the yellow rose and still is in my heart. And what she taught me very much was that when I can put my faith and my trust in the awareness of what love truly is, powerful people come into my life. Loving people come into my life. And I recognize that I don't have to be afraid of people I don't know. I don't have to be afraid of anything because that love is so much stronger. You know, on Mother's Day, particularly in this time, I think we recognize more than ever that yes, you and I have a purpose. We are here to serve. We are here to inspire. We are here to love. And in so doing, we will live our divine truth. But first, one of the things that we really must do is we have to make a commitment to be authentic and true to ourselves. In this seeming chaos in this world right now, we have to stand strong. We have to give ourselves permission to be our true self, our awesome self. That's what we're being called to do. Because recognize the divine consciousness within us, the divine love, the Christ love within us. And when we embrace that truth, ooh, we make a difference. And we do serve, and we do inspire, and we do love. What I ask is that daily you give yourself permission, and we do have, quote unquote, more time now in some ways. But give yourself permission to spend a little while in reflection and meditation and confirm your trust in your creative energy. Be the person you know yourself to be, the best version of you. Above all, be true to you. I call it stick with what you love and let that love begin with loving yourself. Each of us, if we give ourselves permission, can remember individuals in our lives that inspired or improved us in some ways. It may have been our mothers. It may have been our fathers. It may have been the neighbor across the street. There are people that have. Now, Kenny James, one of our interfaith musicians, shared a story that we have in our newsletter that he was 14 years old and his mother was picking him up after school. He got in the car and he was really upset. He was talking about how he felt stupid. He felt inadequate because he was not athletic. He couldn't hit a ball. He always held the bat wrong. And no, he had never caught a ball. Well, his mother was listening to this. And what she did was she turned the car around and she went into the school parking lot and parked the car. She looked directly at Kenny. She had listened intently. And she said, "See those boys over there?" She asked, pointing to a group that still had the gear with the balls and the gloves and everything. She said, "I sincerely doubt that any of those boys will be professional athletes. It could happen, but I don't think so. You, on the other hand, will bring music and joy to hundreds of people all over the land." And yes, that's what Kenny has done. That is mothering. And chances are that you too have had people in your life that have had the energy to listen to you, inspire you, and push yourself into yourself so that you can achieve memorable and significant things, to work towards being a better person, and to share your creative energy, just like Kenny's mother empowered him. You see, we can empower others to feel important, to feel vital. We can inspire them by showing them who they are. If we give ourselves permission to focus on them when we're listening to them, where we can kind of tune in, so to speak, have the mobile phone off, in a world that we can't seem to move fast enough in, we're being given a lesson now about slowing down. And now is really a good time to practice how we listen to others and how it is always appreciated. We're called, I believe, truly called, spiritually called, to challenge people to do their best. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be." That is what Kenny's mother did. That is what you and I can do. If people know we expect great things from them, they will often go to great lengths to live up to our expectations and fulfill their dreams. Rob Stitz, another one of our community members, shared in our newsletter that his mother, a retired RN, taught him by example. He said she taught enthusiasm, compassion, a passionate, caring work ethic, and tenacity in most difficult times. And yes, humor. Well, anybody who knows Rob knows, yes, humor. But I want you to think for just a moment. Think about the qualities of your mother or others who have mothered you, the characteristics that make them inspirational, so to speak. And take a look at those characteristics and choose which ones you want to demonstrate, to share. Rob has taught that his mother taught him to express enthusiasm. And zeal is something that Unity really, really brings to our attention. When we have enthusiasm, when we have zeal, we can influence others because we express it, our energy shares it, and people know that we are willing to be passionate ourselves, and they are a reflection of us, and so can they. That expressive passion is contagious, and we have to remember that. It's also very important for us to look at our family members, the leaders and the teachers that have passed on. Remember their goodness, their generosity, their patience. Remember how they inspired you. The poet Muriel Rukeyser has written, "The universe is made up of stories, not atoms." Your stories of these people are the atoms of their life now. And in remembering and retelling those stories, you hold them in the universe of your heart. And you take those good characteristics, those good qualities that were important to you, and you embody them. You see, is there anything really more powerful than understanding the best ways for us to share our love is to follow these examples? Make people feel good about themselves. People will always, always remember how you made them feel. They may not remember so much what you did, but they will remember the energy, the feeling. So start noticing what you like about others and tell them. Go out of your way to personally acknowledge and compliment other people that have gone out of their way to excel. Treat them as if they were already doing what they potentially could be doing, and you will support them in doing so. And practice what you preach. Yes, don't preach at all. Just practice it. Walk the talk, so to speak. Be the change you want to see in the world. And if you really want to inspire others to do something, then this something must be a big part of your life. You don't necessarily need to be an expert at it, but you need to share your zeal. You need to be passionately involved. We're also called to be truly helpful and support people to heal as well as succeed. Jaya, my goddaughter, wrote of her mother, and I'm quoting this direct. She's dedicated her life to empowering children and teenagers as a youth minister and a teacher for 20 plus years. And now she's working hard every day to bring warmth and meaning to online learning for her students. She is a true example of the Christ light that lives within all of us. And I'm so grateful for all the kindness she has instilled in me. Mothers, grandmothers, aunts. Yes, fathers, uncles. neighbors, friends, and teachers. How many times have we had people think that the Christ light shines within us? And how are we expressing that love? In life, you get what you put into it. So I'm asking you to make a positive impact in someone's life. Focus on the positive. Be happy with who you are now, and let that positivity be shared in your journey into tomorrow. And everything that happens in life, remember, it's neither good nor bad. Oh, yes, it appears that way, but it's all depending on your perspective. And no matter how it turns out, it will always end up the way it should, to teach you, and you can learn from it. You see, it's either about you succeed or you learn. And if you learn, you will succeed. So stay positive, appreciate the pleasant outcomes, learn from the best. Learn that your positivity will help encourage others around you. The other thing that's important is keep your promises and tell the truth. Inspire people with your dependability and commitment to truth. And if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. If you say you feel something, mean it. If you can't, won't, and don't, then don't lie. It's always better to tell people the truth up front. In the end, everything you need to inspire everyone around you is contained within you. You get out there and start inspiring people with who you are, and let them know how you live your life, just like these three mothers that I shared about have done. And on this Mother's Day, let us gratefully remember all the women, all the men who have mothered us, nurtured us, and loved us throughout our lives. And now I'd like to go into a meditation, because on Mother's Day, we give thanks, we give honor, we share our blessing for the memory and the stories that we carry within us. And on this Mother's Day, we gratefully remember all those who have mothered us. So close your eyes if you like. Focus your attention on your breathing. Follow the natural rhythm, the gentle rise and fall of each breath. Feel it coming and going quietly, and let it gently guide and carry you deeper and deeper within, deeper and deeper within. Become aware of your own heart space and allow it to open. Open your heart. You are safe and secure. I am yours, God, mind, body, and spirit. I feel your light. I feel the fullness of your love, the strength of your power, and your holy presence. The gentle rise and fall of each breath. Let it carry you into that silent, open space of your heart. Visualize your heart space, luminous, as if a rose of the palest hue were blossoming in the center of your heart. See the petals of that rose opening, and accept yourself in the very center, the very heart of that beautiful flower, enveloped by that soft, luminous light. Let this beautiful flower expand. Become aware of its gentle fragrance. You're totally filled with the all-embracing bouquet of love. And in your mind, give the gift of this flower of love to the person sitting nearest to you, physically or within your mind and your heart. Make it as large as yourself, filled with the most wonderful fragrance. Present this beautiful flower containing all your love to the people nearest to you. Make it large enough to fill each person that you think of, that you know, that you love, to fill each person from head to toe, beautiful enough to awaken love and happiness. Yes, share this beautiful rose with all the people in your life, those you've met just briefly, those whom you see often, those that you Zoom with, and those that you think about, those that you spend time on your phone with, those that you just hold in your heart. Let them all have this radiant gift from you now. Share it. And now come back to your own heart and observe the beautiful flower growing and expanding. Cherish and cultivate it. Let the beautiful aroma surround and fill you, and let the feeling of having such beauty within bring happiness and joy to you. And now hand that beautiful flower of love from your heart to your mother, and let her have that same gift. Know the Holy One is in your midst, bathing you in light, in the same presence and power, ever seeking expression through everyone you love, everyone you know, and everyone you think about. Feel this within your heart now. Rest in the light of this luminous rose. And for this holy moment, this now moment, experience God's will for you, happiness. Rest in the light of the luminous rose. My heart is centered in you, God, and the transforming power of your spirit within me. I am yours, God, mind, body, and spirit. I feel your spirit within me now, and I know that this will be a day of love. This will be a day of happiness. May all beings feel the love in their hearts as you do now. And give yourself permission to take another deep breath and return to your sacred space, the space of love, the space of truth, the space of the divine creativity that you are. And so it is. Thank you. Lila Sherman, Kenny Thames, and Lance Reynolds will now share.
Tom, if we can bring up the screen share again. I'll just say as we wait the musical selection that completes this meditation time, my gratitude to you, Reverend Julianne, for the care with which you developed this Happy Mother's Day.
In the heart of rain, breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream of by the sea, that with the songs of love in the spring becomes old.
And thank you to Reverend Julianne and to all of the musicians of Interfaith Community for blessing us today in this time. And as we move from the quietness back to a place where we feel our togetherness, we take time to share gifts and offerings. Though we're not passing an offering basket or an offering plate, there is something within you that Reverend Julianne talked about that urges you to do something, urges you to give back in some way. So this is a time when we talk about that giving back. So of course, Interfaith Community and Unity of Payson appreciate the giving back that you do to this community, because the communities continue to exist to serve, even in a time when we don't meet together physically. So we appreciate that that thing, and there are ways you're able to give back to them. And I'd like Tom to give this slide for Unity of